Hello, welcome.
Welcome back to another edition of Viewers Choice 2013, The Real People's Power.
Free your mind.
Yes, indeedy. Free your mind.
So, we're here today
While he's sucking on a blue pot. Yeah.
I'm smoking a what?
I
said smoking. I'm smoking a blue pot. In any case, this is people watching
SMH.
and in the news. And this is Ernie Mac with the people watching thingy.
Thingy.
I'll be right back with the news.
Fuck you. Anyway, welcome to People Watching. So today I got two little topics for people watching. First topic is I was having a conversation with a coworker, and he was telling me about high school and shit like that, and how at one point he was a chunky, overweight kind of kid who always got picked on. Girls didn't want to talk to him. And how over the summer he exercised, did sit-ups and push-ups and all that good shit. And now he calls himself sexy. And now that he's in high school, senior year, all the girls are quote-unquote all over him. And my exact words were, the second he said that, was superficial bitches. Now, superficial bitch is the type of bitch who will talk to you, try to, get with you, mainly because you look very attractive.
I can contest to this.
Contest?
What?
Attest.
Attest to this. I can attest to this because my freshman and sophomore, junior year, I had very long hair and a big beard.
Mm-hmm.
Shaved it off with a beard. Kept the hair partially through my senior year before I cut that off. When I cut that off, I did notice that more girls were attracted to me, right? Because I didn't have the big beard or the long hair.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, that was a superficial bitch.
Yes.
Right? Because even though I was the same person that I was with the beard and long hair, some of them wouldn't give me the time of day, right? But the moment I cut the hair and shaved the beard,
superficial bitch will never get anywhere in life because all they want to look at is what's on the outside.
Yep. They don't want to see the inside.
If you can't have a conversation with a decent human being and act like a fucking decent human being just because someone is quote unquote ugly to you, then you yourself are way more uglier than that person. Why are you making that face? You look like a pregnant fish.
Yes, I do.
So I said these exact words to him. And I said to him, if a bitch didn't give you the time of day at first because you were pudgy or whatever, and now all of a sudden you call yourself quote unquote sexy and attractive, and now they all of a sudden want to talk to you, then you're stupid, number one, for falling for the bullshit, and number two, those bitches are just going to, let's see, those bitches are just going to try to get what they want out of you, and the second they either can't get it or are done getting it, they're going to move on to the next pimp.
Yep.
And yes, I did say pimp because they're nothing but hoes, hookers, and skanks. So that was the first topic, superficial bitches.
Superficial bitches.
And I'm going to stick with this topic for another brief second. As someone who has gone through high school and senior year and all that shit, I've been the same size, if not a little smaller,
right,
for my entire high school year. Even when I was interested in girls for a brief moment, I didn't really care much whether they talked to me or not. because I just didn't give a fuck. Because I saw for myself that all these bitches wanted to do was talk to and get to know the jocks and the other athletic types and the preppies. Oh, those fucking preppies. And yeah, they would just, try to walk over and make fun of everyone who wasn't in the category of what they would call beautiful people.
Yeah.
Those so-called beautiful people are nothing but plastic, limp dick, or small dick having assholes.
True.
So
Monday asshole.
I didn't care one way or the other whether I decided one day, oh, I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna feel good about myself. No, fuck that. I'm big and I feel good about myself. If I ever decide to lose weight, it'll be because I want to, not because someone finds it more attractive or whatever.
Right.
So fuck you
Fuck you.
and grow up.
And grow up.
So on to topic number 2. Have you ever noticed how when you're in a crowd of people anywhere, and you notice, and this one is directed towards the guys, you notice how the guys all of a sudden would stop. Either they would like try to shake their leg out, or if they're really just special or just slow in the head or just all around nasty, they'll stick their hand all the way into their pants and just, readjust something or try to dig something out. That's nasty. If you gotta rearrange your junk and you're in a crowd of people, motherfucker, go somewhere where there's not a bunch of people and then readjust. Don't stand there while you're in front of somebody or in front of a group of people, especially females and especially at the workplace, I ain't gonna say no names, and put your hand down your junk. That is gross, that is rude, and that is downright disrespectful. You nasty ass motherfuckers. Don't do it. Stop it. Sanitize your hands and go about your business. You nasty motherfuckers. So yes, nasty. Keep your hands out of your pants when you're in public. Fuckers. Anyway, I shall now turn it over to my co-host Tony D for In the News. Tony.
So if you do something wrong out there, right, and you know it was wrong, say you killed somebody, right, and you decide to turn yourself in, and the only place you can find at the time is a firehouse. So you go into the firehouse, you make the phone call, right, but no authorities come and get you. So then you have to go to the police station to turn yourself in, even though you had tried to turn yourself in earlier that night at another location, right? People would think out there, well, this is probably made up.
Yeah.
Right? But this actually happened in Detroit. A man was at a party. Guess he got upset or something. Opened fire. Wounded 4 people and killed 2. Later on in the night, he decided to turn himself in, so he went over to the firehouse, told them what happened. They called the police department. After a couple hours, nobody still showed up to arrest this man. So the man decided to go to the police station. He went to the police station. They finally arrested him there. But in the news, when I was reading this, it said that some of their excuses was well, the officers in the area were handling other high priority cases. You're telling me that a murderer who is calling to turn himself in is not a high priority? A man just killed 2 people and he's not a high priority?
This was in Detroit, right?
Yep.
Let's call it what it is. They were fucking scared. The police were scared that they were gonna die.
Probably. Exactly.
They're in Detroit. So yeah, they were afraid they were gonna die.
And then the next day, the chief said that somebody should have responded. There will be an investigation to find out what officers were and see if they were engaged in other things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then another sergeant from the police department said, "Well, it's been kind of hard lately because we're stretched thin because the pay cuts and hourly cuts. That's no excuse to go arrest a murderer who is calling you to tell you where they are to come and arrest them. He should not have to walk into the police station to say, 'Cuff me.'"
You should get off your lazy asses, get out of the donut shops, and fucking do your goddamn job. Arrest a criminal.
You put the cuffs on them and you walk them out. You put them in your car. You drive them to the police station. You send them through booking and you lock their asses up. Is that so hard?
It doesn't seem that hard to me.
He's voluntarily coming with you.
He called you. He fucking went to a fire station. You should have got his ass there. He called you himself. You could have got his ass then. But no, he has to come to the fucking police station just for you to arrest him. What in the blue hell is wrong with police officers?
That's our tax dollars working at their finest.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, it's like a movie I was watching the other night that a lady had, I can't remember, I think somebody was killed in her family. She was wondering about the investigation. She walked into the police station and the detective said, "Well, everything's being handled the best it can. We're going to go find out who it was." And then she watches him walk in the back and she follows him in the back and they're in the back playing around with a racquetball, bouncing it off the wall, that detective and some other detectives, and not paying a lack of attention. We're not paying a bit of attention to the case itself.
And they wonder why people end up shooting cops, and they wonder why they hate cops,
and then they wonder why there's so many cases of vengeance out there or revenge because people or the police department is not doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
We should not have to go out and seek our own vengeance. If we can find a person that cops sure as hell can.
Or won't.
So yeah, that's what I found out in the news today. Pretty interesting story.
I know where I'm going to go if I want to get away with a murder.
Detroit.
Detroit City.
Rock City.
The 8 Mile.
Yo, 8 Mile, Detroit, Rock City, you name it, it's Detroit.
Hell yeah. Place where you can get away with murder. Hell yeah.
So
who the fuck says whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Motherfucker, you can go to Detroit and
whatever happens in Detroit
stays in Detroit.
Alright, y'all. Stay with us. Be right back.